Good evening, baseball fans, and welcome to game number 5 of the MIAA baseball tournament here at Nicolay Field. Robbie Alexander, joined as always by my color commentator and colleague, Cody Alexander. Hope managed to take the win by a score of 5-4 over Calvin in game number 4, so they lift to see another 9 innings, and they'll take on the losers of game 3. That was the Alma College Scots. And we are set to start game number 5, another elimination. So whoever wins this moves on, and whoever loses goes home. First pitch from Matt Van Dyken is a ball low to the first baseman, Max Trucks, and we are ready to begin. Trucks shows bunt, will pull back, and it's still a strike at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike. Thank you for joining us today here on ACTV. Corner's drawn in for Hope, the 1-1. Trucks hits a charge into that one, deep to right field, Opple to the track to the wall. It's off the base of the wall. Trucks will coast into second base, head first slide, and a leadoff double here in game number 5.
Trucks hitless in game number 1 on this Thursday against Adrian. Gets it started with a bang. I thought it was going to get out for a second, but instead it hits off the wall. And a nice way to start the game for the Scots, a runner on second with no out.
So up now for Alma, it's the left fielder Jordan Anstandig. 2 for 5 in this morning's game against Adrian, had an RBI. And right now has a man in scoring position and a chance to take an early lead. He bunts that one down the third base side. Carrasco charges, will make the throw on to first for out 1, but Anstandig does his job. Potential first run of the ball game, 90 feet away. So I'll bring up the number 3 hitter, shortstop Van Acker. 1 for 5 back in game number 3, but had an RBI to his name. First pitch, Bender, is a strike, 0-1.
Van Dyken comes into this game only 4 starts on the year, but 12 total appearances. He's got a 2-4 record in 34 innings pitched. He has struck out 24 batters, walked 13, and owns a 7.94 ERA.
A little bit of early trouble here. As Acker fouls that one down the first base side. Down in the hole now, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now both games today so far have been nail-biting, exciting, nitty-gritty games, ending in scores of 5-4. Both of them back and forth, so I don't think this game number 5 will be any different as Acker fouls that one back towards the parking lot.
And the winners of both the games today have been those who can score the most runners that have been on base. What I'm saying is both of these teams today have left too many runners on. Alma left 9 runners on base in the Adrian contest. Hope left 7 on base back in the second game. They were able to win it, but they left 9 on base against Alma yesterday. So it's going to be a matter of who can get the big hit with runners on.
There's a 2-2 pitch to Acker, ground ball foul down the third base side. Now these two teams played yesterday up at Alma. Back and forth game, 4 different lead changes, and Alma would eventually take it by a score of 10-8. Now we were announcing the Calvin Adrian game, had the live stats up, kept giving live updates, and it seemed like every time we'd give an update, we would look back and there would be a different person leading the game as Van Acker strikes out swinging right there, and there are 2 down. I think at one point I even threw my hands in the air. I gave an update. I looked away. Not 30 seconds later, I looked back, and it was a tie ball game.
It was quite the contrast from the game we were calling game 1 here in Adrian. It was a 9-2 Bulldog victory over Calvin.
So far, this has been a great tournament to watch. And we'll see if these two teams can top yesterday's game. Off speed, misses just outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Fastball stays high. And it's the third baseman, Logan Huff, ahead in the count now. 3 balls and no strikes. Huff was 0 for 5 earlier today. Pitch from Van Dyken. At the belt, 3 balls, 1 strike. Skies have opened up here at Nicolay Field in Adrian, Michigan, and it looks like we have a perfect evening for some tournament baseball. It's another fastball, this one above the letters, and Huff is aboard with a walk. Runners on the corners with only, well, not only, there's 2 down. I'll bring up the MIAA Position Player of the Week, Matt Minato, 0 for 4 in this morning's contest. First pitch from Van Dyken. Big cut there at a fastball at the letters. No balls and 1 strike on Minato.
Well, the senior outfielder comes in hitting .312 on the season, has driven in 39 runs, and is tied with teammate Van Acker with 5 home runs on the year.
Kickoff move to first base, but Huff will be back in time. Minato, one of the players honored after the 11 o'clock game for the MIAA All-Conference Awards. If you want to check that out, that was on the tail end of the broadcast for game number 3. So all 4 teams in the tournament, the players that were here were honored. The names of the teams that did not make it were also honored. And it's a really cool thing. We had never seen it before, to see all teams just line the base pass and to get their awards. There was something really special about that.
It was. If you have a chance, like Robbie said, go back to the Adrian game and check it out.
Minato pokes that one down the right field line, but it's going to be foul, 0-2. Of course, being Adrian College alumni, it wasn't bad to see our 2 players, Tommy Parsons and Hunter Pays, clean up for the Outstanding Player of the Year awards. Like we said, Matt Minato, very deserving. One of 3 Alma players on the All-MIAA team.
Players on both teams who couldn't find a spot on the team, but also very deserving. The right fielder for Hope, an Oppel. The ground out there. He was deserving as well. A crowded outfield, but a lot of deserving players at just a crowded field in terms of awards this year. They couldn't get their name recognized, but a lot of players in this tournament this year having very solid seasons.
And they're showing why they're valuable to their teams. As a nice play over at third by Carrasco. Bang, bang, but Minato out at first base. And we'll head to the bottom of inning number 1, scoreless. We'll be right back with more MIAA tournament baseball here on ACTV. Welcome back to game number 5 of the 2018 MIAA tournament. Scoreless in the bottom of the first inning. And on the bump for the Alma Scots, it's game number 2 winner, Eric Frontzak.
Frontzak, 12 appearances on the year, tied for second in the MIAA with 8 wins on the year. He has an 8-1 record. In 59 innings pitched, he owns a 2.29 ERA, 40 strikeouts to 12 walks, has only given up 28 runs on the year. Only 15 of those have been earned. And like Robbie said, picked up the win in game 1 after throwing 60 pitches, so we'll see how long he can go in this game.
And he'll get the center fielder Evan Mayday out at first base on a high chopper. Nice play by the second baseman Ben Finzel. There's a quick out number 1. So up now is the shortstop Jordan Fairchild. 2 for 5 in the 2 o'clock game against Calvin. Had a run scored, also had an RBI. He'll take a strike on the outer black of the plate, 0-1. Hard ground ball through the right side hole, and it's a 1-out hit for Jordan Fairchild. Picking up right where he left off from the game that just ended. And up now is the right fielder, Mason Oppel. 2 for 4 in game number 1 with an RBI, but don't be mistaken, all 4 of his at-bats ended in hard hits. First pitch from Frontzak, fouled back to the padding. No balls and 1 strike. Sounds like we have a couple of drag racers out on 223 right now.
Maybe showing their support for this tournament.
One rolled softly down the third base side, but foul. And Oppel quickly in the hole now, 0-2. Still a soft breeze out to right field as it has been all day, but it's slowing up just a bit. Occasional gust as Oppo lines that one into right field, a base hit. Fairchild hits the bag at second, headed to third. And Hope, just like Alma, has something cooking early. Runners in the corners with only 1 out.
Oppo again uses the right side of the field. We saw him go there in his first 2 at-bats in the previous game. This time lacing that one down the right field line. Minato able to get over there and cut it off, but with Fairchild's speed, he motors into third.
So potential first run of the ball game, 90 feet away with 1 out. It's the third baseman Danny Carrasco up to bat. First pitch, a curveball from Frontzak, but it hangs high for ball 1. Danny Carrasco 1 for 5 in game number 1, had an RBI. Pickoff move to first. Opel back in time. The 1-0 pitch. Coyne can't squeeze it. And that's going to score the first run of the game as Fairchild jumps all over it. Opel heads to second base, and a miscue there brings an early 1-0 lead for Hope.
Well, Coyne came into the contest with 12 passed balls on the year. That definitely a catchable ball, just unable to haul it in.
Hope still with a runner in scoring position with 1 out. Carrasco fouls that one back to the parking lot. 2 balls, 1 strike.
That's just a ball that Coyne has to look into the glove. Just a tough break for Alma.
And that is a single into right field by Danny Carrasco. Opel will move up to third base, throw cut off. And once again, runners in the corners for Hope with 1 out. Hope doing a great job running that ball into the opposite field right now.
Has 3 straight hits to right field.
There's a big hole. Second base shaded up towards the middle, so they've definitely taken advantage of that so far. Catcher Trace Slancic swings at that one in the turf for strike 1. 1 for 3 in game number 1. The 0-1 pitch. Tapped foul down the third base side. Yeah, pitch from front, Zach. That one's hit into center field. Caravala charges, will make the catch. Oppel charges, slide in. 2-0 Hope. Sacrifice fly by Trace Slancic.
And that's exactly what Hope needed. Struggling to get runners in from third. Just a nice unselfish at bat by the catcher, as he gets that one deep enough for Oppel to come in and score.
So 2 down now on the Flying Dutch, and a first pitch strike to the designated hitter, Nick Lepore, seeing his first at-bat of the day. Carrasco gets his lead over at first. Pickoff move, but back in time.
Lepore hitting .268 on the year, has 33 hits and 123 at-bats.
He hits a ground ball over to the second baseman, Finzel. Easy throw for out number 3, but not before Hope scores 2 runs on 3 hits and a miscue. They take an early 2-0 lead into the second inning. We'll see how the Alma Scots respond. Keep it tuned right here to more MIAA Tournament Baseball on ACTV. Top of the second inning here in game number 5. 2-0 Flying Dutch lead over the Alma Scots. And leading off for Alma is the number 6 hitter, second baseman Ben Finzel. He sends a rocket into the left side hole. Shortstop Fairchild has it, but Brower not able to handle the pick, and the leadoff man is aboard.
Yeah, nice stop in the hole by Fairchild. Not a strong throw, maybe one that Brower should have picked, but they are going to rule that one a base hit, and rightfully so. That was a tough play to make.
Well, I was going to say before that, Finzel was 3 for 4 in game 1 with 2 doubles, so definitely has the hot stick today as Alex Dwan hits a fly ball into right field, but right into the glove of Oppel. Finzel will hold at first, and there's 1 down. So up now is the catcher, Jarrett Coyne. 2 for 4 this morning, had a run scored, also had an RBI. And I'm sure after allowing that pass ball, he'd like to get a big hit right here. First pitch from Van Dyken. Ball 1-0. So fly ball into right field. Oppel under it. He'll make the catch. Finzel retreats. He was off on the pitch, but will have to settle back at home base, which is in this case first base, and there are 2 down. So up now for the Alma Scots, it's the number 9 hitter, center fielder Pete Caravala. 1 for 4 in this morning's game with an RBI. First pitch from Van Dyken. That one's right back up the box, a base hit. Finzel will coast into second, and there are now 2 on with 2 outs. That'll take us back to the top of the Alma lineup. It's the first baseman, Max Trucks, who hit a leadoff double to start the game. Third hit of the day for Alma. That first pitch four-seamer outside for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. Outside again, and Slansik has to slide to the left. It's 2 balls and no strikes. The 2-0 offering from Van Dyken. Outside again, 3 balls and no strikes on Max Trucks.
2 fans out on the hill now catching a little sun.
They must have heard about us rave about the prime real estate out there. This is a hard hit ground ball past the diving glove of Kim into right center. Finzel hits the bag at third. He will score. And Alma cuts the lead in half. It is now 2-1.
Trucks had the big double in his first at-bat of the game. That one, a nice little piece of 2-out hitting to score the run from second.
And like you said, with 2 outs, Caravala off on the hit. So he was able to make it all the way to third base. Once again, runners in the corners with 2 outs. So left fielder Jordan Anstandig up now. Sacrifice bunt his first time up. It's a high chopper on the right side of the infield when Kim will make the routine play for out number 3, but not before Alma scores a run to cut into the lead. 2-1 Flying Dutch as we head to the bottom of the second inning. Make sure you keep it tuned right here for more MIAA baseball action on ACTV. Bottom of the second inning. here in game number 5. 7-8-9 due up for the Flying Dutch, starting with the left fielder Jonathan Soka. He'll watch a fastball low, 2-0. Soka 1 for 4 in game number 1, or at least game number 1 in which they played today. I'll watch a fastball at the knees. Falls in for a strike, 2-1. Buckles tries to hold up, and he does, says the third base umpire. That one at the knees, and it's the count full, 3-2. Payoff pitch from Fronczak. Tapper back to the mound. Fronczak has it. Strong throw for out number 1. So up now is the first baseman, Landon Brower. Brower 2 for 4 in game number 4. Scored a run. Also had a strikeout to his name. First pitch from Fronczak. In there for strike 1. Sends that one to the back 40 practice fields. Quickly in the hole now, 0-2. In the turf, 1 ball and 2 strikes on Landon Brower. Here's the offering. Again in the turf, picked off the plate by Coyne, and the count's even at 2-2. Slaps that one into the parking lot. Count remains the same, 2-2 on 22.
Fronczak doing a nice job, really working the bottom of the strike zone, not leaving too many pitches up. These Hope hitters just doing a nice job of going down and reaching and really driving them the other way where they're pitched.
Fastball by Fronczak just misses. Count now full, 3-2. The pitch. And again, just outside. So Brower is aboard with a 1-out walk here in the bottom of the second. So up now is the number 9 hitter, number 10, Brant Kim, manning second base. 2 for 4 in game number 1 with a run scored and an RBI. I'll watch a curveball skim across the knees for strike 1. This one on the outer half of the plate. And Kim quickly in the hole now, 0-2. Payoff pitch from Fronczak. In the turf, 1 ball and 2 strikes. There's a hard ground ball over the shortstop. Acker flipped to second for 1. Relay. They got him. 6-4-3 double play ends the inning. And we'll head to the top of the third. Still a 2-1 Hope lead. And we'll be right back with more MIAA tournament baseball here on ACTV. Don't you touch that clicker.
part of the order due up for the Alma Scots as shortstop Van Acker steps into the plate. Colorman Cody doing the play-by-play this half inning as normal play-by-play man Robbie Alexander decided to go on a quest for a shamrock shape. So joining me is Adrian College pitcher Jason Schrader as Van Acker grounds that one up the middle. Kim ranges but unable to get the throw off in time, so Van Acker starts the inning off with an infield single. And Jason, how are we doing today?
We are doing all right. We're doing great. We won today. So excited for tomorrow.
And do you know what time your game is tomorrow, the first one?
It's at 12.
It is at 12. That's good because I did not know what time that game was. This one's pretty exciting, so I'm all in this one as Huff steps in, squares to bunt, but pulls back, and he'll take ball one high. So have you ever been on a baseball broadcast before?
Not a baseball broadcast. I did a few hockey ones this semester.
You did?
Yeah.
For which team? Because we have several hockey teams here at Adrian.
It's the D3. varsity.
Okay. And did you enjoy that?
Yeah, it was fun.
I know you're pretty nervous about being on the mic right now, but
I'm terrified. I'm shaking. No.
Now what's more nerve-wracking, being in the booth or being on the mound in a tight game?
I mean, in a tight game, you don't really notice it. You just lose yourself and then you just focus on the strike zone.
Count 2-1 on Huff. Couldn't have asked for a better day here today, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it's great. It almost rained earlier.
I know, your game was pretty cloudy.
Yeah, it was pretty cloudy. But it cleared up a lot.
I know tomorrow is not to burst your bubble or anything,
yeah,
but
it's supposed to rain.
A high of 49 is what I saw. So
I pitched in worse before.
Huff fouls that one off his ankle.
That always hurts.
Count even 2-2. Now, you were a transfer last year, so this is your second MIAA tournament. How does this compare to the one you participated in last season?
JUCO? We win a lot more. That's good. I like that. And it's actually one of the first postseason tournaments I've ever played in. Last year was.
Did you pitch in last year's tournament? You specifically? I can't remember.
Yes, I pitched the third game against Kalamazoo.
Okay. Just the 2-2 to Huff. He swings at a fastball up, but can't connect. One down here in the top of the third inning. That's going to bring up the right fielder, Matt Minato, grounded out to third his first time up. Now remind us, who did you play for before coming to Adrian College?
St. Clair County Community College up in Port Huron.
Now, is that where you're from? Is that where you went to high school, around that area?
I went to Marysville. It's a town south of Port Huron.
Okay. So Minato fouls that one out of play.
I hit the pole.
That sounds like it did hit the light pole. Not often you see that. Not a base hit, but something cool to see.
It's a long strike.
0-1 on Minato. Acker, small lead off of first. And Minato takes one low and away, evens the count at 1.
Gosh, I wish I was a lefty. They have such an advantage on holding guys on first.
Now, if you were a left-hander, what would your pickoff move be? Just the straight go, or would you do a step off and then a quick throw from the step off?
I mean, it really depends on how much they lead off, and want to switch it up a lot. Keep the runner off balanced.
It's a 2-1. Minato skies that one in the air to left field. Soshka coming in, but Fairchild's going to wave him off. And it'll be Fairchild who puts it away for out number 2.
I'm very impressed. Oh, you got your sheet right there. I was going to say I'm very impressed you know everybody's name.
See, when we did broadcast last year, we did not have these sheets. For the viewers at home, I'm holding 2 printed out baseball diamonds, and what we do is we write in the position players. Last year we tried to go off of our score sheets, so we were looking up the numbers while watching the play as Van Dyken throws over and checks on Acker. But as you can imagine, it was pretty tough, especially for 2 guys who had never done baseball broadcasting before. So this has definitely come in handy, and we still make our mistakes, but
Yeah, I remember last year you called me effectively wild.
I still hold true to that. You are effectively wild.
I'd like to argue.
If you have not seen Jason Schrader pitch, he is one who likes to throw all over the zone. Sometimes you don't know where it's going. He's honed it in a little bit this year, I'll admit, but
A little bit.
he's a solid pitcher. Pitching mostly out of the 4 spot for Adrian this year and doing a nice job. Count 1-1 now on Finzel.
Is that step back pickoff move?
Keeping Acker close. Finzel singled to start the 2nd inning, later came in and scored on the Trucks single up the middle. And he's going to foul that one out of play on the right side, 1-2. Van Dyken gets his sign. Here's the payoff pitch. And Finzel swings through that fastball up in the zone for out number 3.
Can I give a shout out?
You can give a shout out. Jason Schrader will be leaving. It looks like Robbie may have found, or not, he's back from his quest for a Shamrock Shake. But Schrader, thank you for joining us.
No problem.
And go ahead and give your shout out.
Give a shout out to Jordan Trento for sending in the group chat that I'm on doing the color. Thanks, man.
Yes. Hello to Jordan, and nice job on the win, Adrian. We will see you tomorrow, Schrader, out on the field.
All right, thanks.
2-1 Hope
There you go, Rob.
as we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Keep it right here for all your MIAA baseball tournament action on ACTV.
Bottom of inning number 3, 2-1 Hope lead here in game number 5 of the MIAA tournament. And you just heard from Adrian College pitcher Jason Schrader, who we called Jason Schroeder for the longest time, but I've gotten to become pretty good friends with him.
And Robbie, you're back in the booth now. Did you ever find that Shamrock Shake?
I did not find that Shamrock Shake. In fact, I got about halfway to McDonald's before I realized I don't even like Shamrock Shakes.
It's been a long day for you. I don't blame you for being a little confused.
Not at all, but I wised up, remembered how disgusting those are, and I turned around and said, I have a baseball game to call. But thanks again to Jason for filling in while I had that little bit of an episode. 2-1 on the leadoff man, Evan Mayday. Grounded out to second base his first time up. Pitch from Fronczak. Inside. 3 balls and 1 strike. Hope with 3 hits on the day so far. That one just below the knee, so Mayday is aboard with the leadoff walk. That'll bring up the shortstop, Jordan Fairchild, who singled his first time up, would later come around to score the first run of the ball game. First pitch from Frontzak. Manages to hit the inner black of the plate. No balls and 1 strike. Pickoff throw, but safe at first is MIAA. Shadow starting to crop Chris across the field here at the Nick.
I think the word you're looking for is creep.
Yep, there we go. We reach the later apparently my mind's still not right from that Shamrock Shake Hunt. Later afternoon hours of this Thursday. Game number 5 on the day. Well, game number 3 on the day. Game number 5 of the tournament.
You'll get it. You just got to get synced back in.
Amazing how much just half an inning off can do. Especially when you're trying to run up to get a mint shake. That's a disaster. It's not even March.
It's May. It's a couple months off of March.
We'll regroup right here. No balls and 2 strikes on Fairchild. MIAA about a 5-step lead off of first base. Pitch from Frontzak. He's off for second. Throw from Coyne. 1 hopper into center field. And a stolen base for Evan MIAA. Runner in scoring position now for the Flying Dutchman. We were saying Flying Dutch. That is the women's teams. The men are the Flying Dutchmen. I was confused during a basketball broadcast earlier this year, but we have been clarified, so we apologize to Hope. We'll make sure to get that right from now on. The 2-2. That one fouled off towards the Alma dugout.
Well, Frontzak now over 40 pitches on the day. If you add that up with his total of 60 from yesterday, that puts him over 100 in this 2-day span. But like we know, it is an elimination game, so Alma will go to their best pitcher as long as he is effective. Has given up 2 early runs, but since then has kept Hope off the board.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3 the last inning. Leadoff walk to MIAA, but right now is 2-2 on Fairchild, who's putting up a battle. And another foul ball, this one off towards the left side. Two balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Pitch from Frontzak. Fly ball into left field, and Standig has it measured and will make the catch for out number 1. MIAA thought about it, holds at second. There's now 1 out. So up now is right fielder Mason Oppel. Singled his first time up, would later come around to score. And between the 2 games today has squared up every single ball that he has put into play. I want a fastball outside part of the plate for strike 1.
Safe for the 1 infield single, but that's how baseball works sometimes. You could hit one right on the screws and be out, and then tap one right off the end of the bat and be safe. Part of what makes this game so fun.
We've definitely seen some interesting plays here in the tournament so far. A 1 pitch from Frontzak. Ground ball foul down the third base side. Payoff pitch. That one right back up the box, a base hit. Mayday hits the bag at third. He'll stop. And the Flying Dutchman now have runners on the corners with one out.
Another hard hit ball off the bat of Oppel. Mayday froze at second, wasn't sure where the second baseman and shortstop were playing up the middle, and that ball hit so hard he wasn't able to come across to score. But runners on the corners now, and Hope in a position to tack on a couple more runs.
Quick mound visit for the Scots. Coach Sable wants to have a quick meeting with Franczak. Up to bat now for Hope. It's the third baseman, Danny Carrasco, singled his first time up. There's a strike on the outer half of the plate, 0-1. Clouds starting to give way even more so here. I think this is the bluest we've seen the sky today.
And if you count yesterday's game where we were trying to beat the rain, it's a pretty nice weather game so far. This might even beat the game before this, the Calvin and Hope contest.
Well, there was a threat of rain throughout the week. We were afraid that we wouldn't be able to get these games in, but turned out to be a pretty nice day. Now for tomorrow, can't say the same, but I guess we'll worry about that when it happens. Pickoff throw to first. Trucks can't handle it, but the runners will hold. Oh, and 1 on Carrasco, 1 out. Hope looking to add to their 1-run lead. Pitch from Franczak in the dirt. Throw down to second. And Oppel out at second base. Mayday will hold at third, and they're now 2 down.
Second time today that Oppel has been cut down at second. Not sure if Coach Fritz put the steal sign on or if that was a green light given to Oppel to steal on his own. But it did not work out in the Flying Dutchman's favor.
No, Mayday just held up at third base. So still a chance to drive him in and add a run, but a big blow to the momentum. 1-2 pitch. Ground ball into the glove of Acker. He'll throw on to first. And Hope not able to capitalize as we'll head to the top of inning number 4. 2-1 Flying Dutchman lead. We'll be right back with more MIAA tournament baseball here on ACTV. Seven, 8, 9 due up for the Scots to start inning number 4. As Matt Van Dyken toes the rubber, and we are set to begin. 2-1 Hope lead. And Remember, this is an elimination game. Whoever wins moves on to the championship round, and whoever loses is done for the 2018 season. Alex Dwan hits that one into left field. A little bit of miscommunication as it falls between Soka and Mayday for a base hit.
Yeah, I'm not sure either one of them took control of that situation. Almost bounced over both of their heads. And Mayday able to jump up and snag it.
So that brings up the catcher, Jarrett Coyne. Flew out to right field his first time up. First pitch from Van Dyken shows bunt, pulls back, but strike one nonetheless. The 0-1. It's a charge into that one. Deep into center field. Mayday giving chase. He'll back up and make the catch. Dwan will head back to first, and there's now one down. So up now is the center fielder, Pete Caravala. Singled his first time up, would later be stranded at third base, in which he represented the tying run back in the second inning. He puts a bunt down the third base line. Carrasco charges, can't handle it on the bare hand. Everybody's gonna be safe. And the Scots runners on first and second with one out.
Caravala bunting for a hit there. You could see with the third baseman Carrasco playing even with the bag, a very late show. And he got the bunt down while he was running out of the box. A beautiful bunt by the Alma center fielder.
That was going to be a tough play for Carrasco nonetheless. And that will be the 7th hit on the evening for Alma. So we're back to the top of the lineup. Max Trucks fouls off that first pitch from Van Dyken.
Well, Alma has already left 5 runners on base in this game. It is only the 4th inning, so they will need to drive these runs in if they want to stay in it.
There's a ground ball off the chest of Brower. He'll handle it for out number 2. The runners move up. Now 2 in scoring position. And the left fielder, Jordan Anstandig, with a chance to tie the game and maybe even give Alma the lead. Pitch number 53 on the way from Van Dyken. Fouled back towards 223 for strike one. Anstandig 0 for 1 so far today. Grounded out to second base his last time up. Laid down a sacrifice bunt in the first inning. 0-1 pitch. Fooled badly on that changeup. Quickly in the hole now. 0-2.
Van Dyken doing an excellent job. Had tough situations in seemingly every inning, but has done a nice job of bearing down, making the right pitches at the bottom of the zone to get out of them.
That one just a smidge outside. Count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Offering from Van Dyken. Anstandig goes fishing, but there's no bass in the pond. Strike 3, and the Scots leave them stranded. Still down 2-1 as we head to the bottom of inning number 4. And don't you swipe away from this YouTube page, because we'll be right back with more MIAA tournament action on AC TV. Slancic, Lepore, and Soka due up for Hope here in the bottom of inning number 4. They carry a 2-1 lead here in game number 5. That first pitch from Frontzak off the glove of Coyne into the backstop for ball 1. That one fouled back into the parking lot where I believe our co-producer Sean just went, so hopefully he does not come back concussed. We'll check in on him if he makes it back up here. Soft tapper down the third base line, but foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the catcher, Trace Slancic, who flew out to left field his first time up, but it was a sacrifice fly. He hammers that one towards the Frank and Shirley Dick hitting facility. As this at-bat will stay alive. 1 ball and 2 strikes. One-two pitch from Frontzak. And the turf, 2 balls and 2 strikes. He goes fishing, but nothing in the pond. And Frontzak tosses a chair, first one of the day, and there's 1 out on the Flying Dutchman. So up now is the designated hitter, Nick Lepore. Grounded out to second base his first time up. Now watch a strike on the outer half of the plate. Now our co-producer Sean is back in the booth. There was a foul ball hit to where you just were. Are you okay?
I'm great.
He's great. All right, that's good to hear, Sean. We'd want you to stay healthy. As Lepore flies out to the right fielder, Matt Minato, for out number 2. You heard public address announcer Dave Van Giesen just say it. Jonathan Soka up to bat now. Grounded out to the pitcher his first time up. And I'll watch a first pitch four-seamer go by for strike 1. There's a hard hit ball into the glove of a diving Acker. Long throw. But Soka beats him by a half a step, and it's a 2-out infield single.
Acker showing off both his glove and his arm on that play. Made it a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. Soka only beating the throw by about half a step.
He takes off for second, pitch in the dirt, throw from Coyne high. Nice try by Van Acker to get the tag down, but not in time. Stolen base for Jonathan Soka, and a man now in scoring position with 2 outs. One ball, no strikes on the first baseman, Landon Brower, as Eric Frontzak has to work from the stretch once again. Curveball in there, but just below the knees, 2-0. Second Flying Dutchman base runner with a stolen base today. Second inning in a row. That one just low, 3-0. Well, should Brower keep the inning alive, that'd bring up the second baseman, Brant Kim. There's a 3-0 fastball. Mark it up, strike number 1. Pitch from Frontzak. High, off for third is Soka, and they're going to call him safe. They say he got under the tag. And Coach Sable out to have a discussion with the third base umpire. Close play.
Yeah, Huff saying that he might have gotten Soka on the shoulder. It's a close play, though, like you said. Throw right on the money from Coyne.
Well, if the call holds, that was ball 4 on Brower, so that put runners on the corners with 2 outs. And it looks like the call will hold as Coach Sable retreats back to the dugout. Gutsy move there by the Flying Dutchman and Jonathan Soka, but it looks like it might pay off. The potential 3rd run of the ball game, now 90 feet away.
Hope only leading by 1 run here in the 4th, and as we've seen the last 2 days, leads early in the game do not hold, so it'll definitely be good for them to tack on some insurance runs in the next few innings.
That's just what the second baseman Brant Kim wants to do. He grounded into a double play his first time up, looking to improve his luck this time around. Pitch from Fronczak. Catches the outside half of the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1. It's a ground ball on the left side. Acker over to get it. An easy flip on to second base for the out. So Hope gets a couple men on, but they can't bring them in, and the score remains 2-1 as we head to the top of inning number 5. We'll be back with more Game 5 action on your home of the MIAA tournament. This is TV, AC. Part of the order due up for the Alma Scots, starting with the shortstop Van Acker. 1 for 2 so far with a single and a strikeout. Matt Van Dyken toes the left side of the rubber. Van Acker fouls it off to start the 5th. 2-1 Hope lead here in game number 5, elimination game. Whoever wins this will face the Adrian College Bulldogs tomorrow at noon. And they will have to beat Adrian twice if they want to capture the MIAA crown. Here's the payoff pitch from Van Dyken. Just misses outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2. Fouls off the high cheddar, and he stays alive. Count remains the same. The pitch in the turf. Count even now at 2 apiece. 7 hits for Alma so far, only able to scratch across 1 run to this point. As once again, they're struggling with leaving runners on base. Van Acker hits a fly ball into left center. Mayday has it tracked and will haul it in for out number 1.
Yeah, like you said, Robbie, not able to score once they get a man on the base paths. Through 4 innings, they have left 7 men on base, and as we touched on it to begin this game, it has been the team who has left less men on base who have come home with the victory.
We'll see if they can curb their ways as that first pitch breaking ball is outside. 1-0 on the third baseman, Logan Huff. 0 for 1 so far with a strikeout and a walk. He's fooled badly on that curveball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Van Dyken pounding the strike zone today, and besides that 1 run, relatively easy cruise through this game so far. Got sidetracked for a second while I was trying to spit that out. That was a close flinch on my part, but I held strong.
It sounds like you're still reeling from it a little bit.
I internalized the flinch, and now it's coming out in my words, which is just mush. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Huff. The pitch hits that one into the right center gap. Opal giving chase, and that's going to fall and go up against the wall. And Huff is aboard with a 1-out double. Takes an outside fastball and goes with it. There's that gap-to-gap hitting that we've seen from Alma this year. Nice job by Opal to get over there, though, and cut it off.
Yeah, holding him to only a double. And we'll see if Van Dyken can continue his streak of leaving men on base, bearing down when the situation gets tough. For a pitcher who only has 4 starts on the year, he is proving his mettle in this elimination game.
And he's going to have to buckle down here as Huff represents the tying run. And while there's still plenty of time left in the ball game for the score to tilt either direction, it is the 5th inning, so it's not the most comfortable time to give up that lead. 0-1 on the right fielder, Matt Minato, who's 0 for 2 in game number 5. The pitch. Skies a pop-up foul on that curveball. Quickly in the hole now, 0-2. Payoff pitch from Van Dyken. Fastball high, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fairly moderate lead by Huff as another fastball stays high and the count's even 2-2. The offering to Minato. It's a fly ball into deep center. Mayday running towards the wall, and he will make the catch. Huff tags and heads to third. And the fly ball by Minato will move the runner 90 feet away here with 2 outs.
It's a nice catch out there by Mayday. A lot of carry on that ball off the bat of Minato, but uses his burners to run it down.
So bring up the second baseman, Ben Finzel, here with 2 down. And Alma would love to bring in that tying run. First pitch from Van Dyken, a line drive. What a catch by Carrasco. Robs Finzel of a hit, and more importantly, robs Alma of tying up this game. Danny Carrasco put that one on the highlight reel. Somebody call ESPN. We'll head into the bottom of the 5th inning, still a 2-1 Hope lead. And we'll be back with more MIAA tournament baseball on ACTV. Well, you heard it from PA announcer Dave Van Giesen. Leadoff man Evan Mayday set to lead off the bottom of inning number 5. High chopper to the second baseman Finzel, and a routine out number 1. So up now is the shortstop Jordan Fairchild. 1 for 2 so far. Single and a run scored. Flew out to left field his last time up. First pitch is in there for strike 1. We talked about Van Dyken cruising through and just playing his game. Franzak's been the same way. Has gotten into a lot of jams, but he's only given up 2 runs in the first inning, and other than that, he's been able to make the pitches when he's needed to.
Which, against a good Hope offense, is having an excellent showing. Got the win against them yesterday after throwing 60 pitches. Gives up a single there, but still doing a great job. We'll see how much longer Alma goes with him. In the last half inning, we saw a little action in the bullpen, some guys getting loose. So you have to wonder if Alma's able to get the lead in the next half inning or 2 when they're up at the dish, if they're going to stay with Franzak or if they're going to bring in a fresh arm.
Yeah, single there by Jordan Fairchild, but like we said, Franzak, the way he's been pitching does not necessarily mean that a run is going to be scored. As that fastball hangs high, 1-0 on the right fielder, Mason Oppel, who's 2 for 2 so far with 2 singles. Scored a run in the first. Last time he was aboard, he was caught stealing. Two-0 pitch. Hits the inner black. 2 balls, 1 strike. That's single by Fairchild. Hope's 6th hit of the night. The 2-1 puts that one into the right center gap, and that's going to fall for a base hit. Fairchild heads to third, and Oppel is aboard with a 1-out single. And once again, runners in the corners with 1 out. Third hit of the night for Mason Oppel. I'll bring up the 4-hitter, third baseman Danny Carrasco, who made a highlight reel play to end the top of the 5th inning. And really, I think we should send that into ESPN. So he sends a chopper to third base. They'll go to second for 1. But Finzel can't handle the throw. Everybody's going to be safe. Fairchild comes in to score. And Hope extends the lead now 3-1.
Tough break for the Scots. Off the bat, looked like it could have been a tailor-made double play. But Finzel looked like he might have gotten handcuffed by that throw, just unable to catch it cleanly. And instead of an inning ending 2 outs, Hope tacks on another run, and they still have runners on first and second with only 1 out.
Another miscue by the Scots. First official error of the night. And for a second, it looked like Huff thought about throwing home. Decided to go to second instead, but doesn't work out. And now there are runners on first and second. Still only 1 out. That first pitch is a ball to number 12, the catcher Trey Slancic. It's 0 for 1 so far. Struck out his last time up, but had a sacrifice fly in the first inning. Pitch from Franzak. Big cut there. 1 ball and 1 strike. The pitch. Ground ball up the middle to Acker. He'll flip to second for 1. Re-rail from Finzel. 6-4-3 double play. Scott's able to turn it that time, but they give up a run in the inning. And we'll head to the top of the 6th. 3-1 Hope. And we'll be right back. Don't change the channel, because we'll be right back with more MIAA baseball on ACTV. Top of inning number 6. If you're just joining us, Robbie Alexander along with my colleague Cody Alexander. Hope holds a 3-1 lead over the Alma College Scots here in game number 5. Elimination game number 2 on the day. There's a ground ball over to the third baseman. Carrasco has it, and a nice pick, but can't handle it as Brower. And Dwan is aboard. We'll see if they rule it a hit or an error. It is an error. Nonetheless, Alma looking to carve into this 2-run lead.
Yeah, Carrasco cuts that ball off, momentum going towards first, decides to throw it on the run instead of setting his feet and making the strong throw. Might have cost him an out there.
There's a first pitch fastball in there for a strike to the catcher, Jarrett Coyne, who's 0 for 2 so far today with 2 flyouts. The 0-1 from Van Dyken. Breaking ball hangs outside, 1-1. Fouls that one back. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
On the last play, the error was given to the third baseman, Carrasco, on the throw.
Payoff pitch from Van Dyken. Another foul ball again into the parking lot. Still 1-2. Pitch to Coyne. And he goes fishing, but can't catch any bass in the pond. Third strikeout today for Van Dyken, and there's 1 down on the Scots.
Van Dyken continues to work the bottom of the zone with all of his pitches and with his nice downward movement on his breaking balls today. You've seen a lot of swings and misses over the top balls that are either getting picked right off the dirt by the catcher or in the dirt. And he's just continuing his dominance here in a big elimination game.
So up now for Alma is the number 9 hitter, Pete Caravala. He skies a pop-up on the infield. Carrasco under it, and he can't handle it, but he manages to put the bare hand on it. Unconventional highlight play, but there's now 2 down on the Alma Scots. I thought for sure that was going to hit the turf.
Might have lost it in the late afternoon sky, but I'm right there with you, Robbie. As soon as that ball hit off the heel of his glove, I thought it was hitting the ground. Sticks out the bare hand as a last-ditch effort. And what I can say was most likely luck, a little bit of skill, but able to make the bare-handed snag.
That's what you call sticking with the play right there. Back to the top of the Alma Scots lineup. It's first baseman Max Trucks. Now watch a strike hit the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 for 3 so far. A single, a double. Also grounded out to the first baseman. That was his last time up. And another fastball on the outside. 1-2 on Trucks.
Now Alma played the first game today. Hope coming right off their game against Calvin.
It's a fly ball opposite field. Soka races in and will make the catch for out number 3.
Before we go to the break, I want to ask you, you can think about it while we're there. Do you think that long break as opposed to the long break for Alma as opposed to the short break for Hope might be playing into the way this game is going so far?
I will answer your question when we come back. Bottom of the 6th coming up. 3-1 Hope lead. Keep it tuned right here to ACTV. Welcome back to game number 5 here in the MIAA tournament at the gorgeous Nicolay Field. 3-1 Hope lead. A first pitch strike on the inner half of the plate to the designated hitter Nick Lepore, who's 0 for 2 today. That one just misses low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Now before the break, Cody, you posed a question. How about you pose it one more time?
Well, we had the Alma Scots who played Adrian in the 11 o'clock game. They had a game in between them, which was the Hope Calvin game. So Hope essentially a 15 to 20 minute break between games, whereas Alma had a couple of hours. Do you think that might be affecting how this game has played out so far? Because if you look at the scoreboard, Alma is actually out hitting Hope in terms of hits on the board, but have left 9 runners on base. So do you think that long break in between their 2 games as opposed to the short break between Hope is having any effect on how it's playing out?
Well, Franczyk, first of all, just struck out Lepore looking for out number 1. But in most cases, I would say, yeah, sitting versus playing straight back-to-back games would usually have an effect. However, like you said, these teams are pretty much evenly matched, and it's just a matter of leaving runners on base, which they've both struggled with. So I don't think it's as much of a break thing as it is just a clutch hitting thing, which is, you know, just something that the teams have to work on. And fortunately for Hope, it's going their way in this game. Soka grounds that one to the second baseman Finzel for out number 2. But yes, personally, if I were a player, I'd rather be in Hope's shoes where I played back-to-back, especially if you play an 11 o'clock game and then have to sit around all afternoon and then play at 5. Not ideal, but I'm not sure that's what the problem is right now for the Scots.
And going back to clutch hitting, as we said, 9 left on base so far in this contest for Alma. Only 5 left on base for the Flying Dutchman.
That one tapped foul by the first baseman, Landon Brower. 2 at-bats today, both resulted in walks, and in both cases, he's been stranded at first base. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Franczak. Soft tapper, tried to check his swing, but instead, nice easy ground ball to the pitcher. A throw on to Trucks, 1-2-3 inning. And we'll head to the top of the 7th. Alma still down by 2 runs, 3-1. And we'll be right back with more MIAA baseball here on ACTV. Top of the 7th inning here. Alma needs to get cracking. They're down by 2 and running out of time. So that first pitch from Van Dyken is a strike to the left fielder, Jordan Anstandig. Soft tapper on the first base line, and a glove flip by Van Dyken to Brower gets him for out number 1. A little bit of flair on that one.
They say pitchers aren't athletes.
That brings up the 3-hitter, Van Acker. 1 for 3 so far, a single, a flyout, and a strikeout. As Van Dyken, first pitch curveball, misses outside for ball 1. That one skids across home plate. 2 balls, no strikes.
This next pitch by Van Dyken will be his 90th of the contest.
Hoping to use him for as long as they can. There's a strike across the knees. 2 balls and 1 strike. Alma dugout getting animated as that one right back to Van Dyken. An easy flip. 2 up, 2 down for the Scots. Will be third baseman Logan Huff. We'll try to get on here with 2 outs. Van Dyken continues to cruise through this Alma Scots lineup. A couple of hiccups, but pitching a very good game so far. Huff fouls that one on the right side. The 0-1. Curveball, tap foul, this time to the left side. And Huff quickly in a hole, 0-2. And I think that the Scots have made a makeshift drum out of a trash can. Way to be creative, resourceful. Just like that fastball, he goes up and away, and Huff can't hold off. Strike out for the third out of the inning as they go down in short order. And Hope holds on to that 3-1 lead. Time for the 7th inning stretch. We'll make sure to stretch up here. We implore you to do the same at home. Refresh the beverage. It's a little past dinner, so maybe some dessert, a late night snack, but we'll be right back on ACTV. And we just finished our Pilates routine up here. We hope you're feeling nice and stretched out at home. Maybe got a brownie or a cup of ice cream to finish off day 2 of the MIAA tournament as Hope continues to cling to their 3-1 lead. Bottom of the 7th inning. There's a fly ball into shallow right field. Minato giving chase. Bermuda Triangle forming, but it will be Minato who makes the catch right on the line. And the second baseman, Brant Kim, put away for out 1. Back to the top of the Flying Dutchman order. It's going to be the center fielder, Evan Mayday, up to bat. 0 for 2 so far. 2 ground outs to the second baseman. Has also walked and stolen a base before being stranded at third. That pitch from Fronczak at the knees for strike 1. Hard hit, and to a knee goes Trucks. Nice catch for out number 2. So that'll bring up the shortstop Jordan Fairchild, who singled and scored his last time up. He's the final runner on either side to cross home plate. He takes a fastball at the knees for strike 1. Here's pitch number 100 from Fronczak. Just below the strike zone. 1 ball and 1 strike. This one runs a bit inside. That's 2-1 on Fairchild.
Well, despite the 3 runs on the board with one of those unearned, forget the 60 pitches that he threw yesterday. Fronczak is proving why he is the Scots' #1 starter, just bearing down. And so far, a great performance, just lacking the run support right now.
And that one right back up the box as Fronczak's glove comes up when he drops to a knee. Fairchild aboard with a 2-out single. The right fielder, Mason Oppel, up to bat now. 3 for 3 so far, 3 singles. 6 hits on the day total. I think 8 plate appearances at least have ended in hard hit balls for him. There's a hard, late moving fastball. Looked like a 2-seamer in there for a strike. Pitch from Fronczak. Swings at that one in the dirt. He's quickly in a hole now. 0-2. Should he keep this inning alive, that'd bring up the third baseman, Danny Carrasco. Pickoff move. Trucks can't handle it, but it won't roll far enough away. Fairchild will remain at first. Payoff pitch. He slaps that one through the right side hole, a base hit. Fairchild will hold up at second, and it's a 2-out single for the right fielder, Mason Oppel.
A great piece of hitting there by Oppel. A 2-strike breaking ball down and away, just throws the bat head at it and able to find that right side hole. Give him his 4th hit of the day, or at least of the game.
6th hit total. And Coyne will call a quick meeting with his pitcher, Eric Frontzak. The Scots trying to escape this inning without giving up a run. They need just a single out to head to the top of the 8th. But it's the third baseman, Danny Carrasco, standing in their way. Runners on first and second now. Pitch from Frontzak. That one sent into the right center field, but Minato take a few steps towards center and will make the catch for out number 3. So Hope gets a few men on but can't drive them in, and we'll head to the top of inning number 8. A 3-1 Flying Dutchman lead. And we'll see how this game continues to unfold. Who do you think's going to win? We'll find out next on ACTV. You heard PA announcer David Van Giesen say it right there. Matt Minato set to lead things off. That first pitch from Van Dyken outside for ball 1. Hope continues to hold their 3-1 lead. There's a hard ground ball fouled on the third base side. Remember, whoever wins this game is moving on to the championship round tomorrow. And whoever loses will have their 2018 campaign ended on a sour note. One pitch. Bunt down the third base line. Nice idea, but it's going to roll foul, 1-2. Minato 0 for 3 in this game. A fly out, a ground out, and a pop out. All on the left side of the field. Payoff pitch from Van Dyken, just a smidge outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2. He hits that one right back up the middle. Leadoff single from Matt Minato. A great piece of hitting right there. Hits it where the pitch was.
Yeah, a nice 2-strike breaking ball down and away. And like Oppel did in the last half inning, he just throws his bat head out there, able to sneak it right back up the box.
So up now is the second baseman, Ben Finzel. His last at bat lined out on the dazzling play by Carrasco. He fouls that one off the netting for strike one. Besides that line out, he also has a single, a run scored, and a strikeout back in inning number 3 in game 1 versus Adrian today. Had 2 doubles and squared the ball up almost every at bat. Here's the pitch from Van Dyken inside as he has to bend out of the way. 1 ball and 1 strike. Alma dugout still alive right now as they want to see a couple runs cross the plate. That one again back up the middle for a base hit. Alma something cooking now. 2 on, nobody out.
Van Dyken now over 100 pitches. And we saw them the last game bring in their closer Ottman for a 6-out save. You have to wonder if they're going to bring him out again. Don't want to blow this 2-run lead this late in the game, especially after the performance that Van Dyken has had, taking him a lot further than you would expect given his numbers on the year.
Quick mound meeting, and Coach Fritz will head out really quick. Make sure everybody's on the same page.
And really not a bad pitch in either at bat that was taken up the middle. That first one, a 2-strike pitch that Minato just able to get the bat on. That one a little more over the heart of the plate, but still throwing the ball very well.
That's my mistake. That's pitching coach Dane Wysocki. Excuse me if I butchered your name. That was out at the mound. I was hoping it was Coach Fritz because his name is a lot easier to say. Corners drawn in for Hope. Fastball high for ball 1 on the third baseman, Logan Huff. Excuse me, the designated hitter, Alex Dwan.
We're just getting so excited with this late inning rally that's coming together.
That one fouled back. 1 ball and 1 strike. Brower playing about 10 steps in on the grass. Carrasco even. And Linfield in double play depth. Big gap in right center. 1-1 pitch to Dwan. Bender in there for a strike, 1 and 2.
If Dwan gets on, you'll have to believe that they will pinch run for him as they have done in their first 2 games of this tournament.
1-2 pitch from Van Dyken. Fouled back towards the back 40. Nine hits for Alma so far. Excuse me, 10 hits for Alma. 9 hits for the Flying Dutchman. The 1-2. Fastball high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pitch from Van Dyken. Fouls that one off and stays alive. Dwan 1 for 3 in this game. Had a single back in inning number 4. Has also flown out to right field and reached on an arrow by Carrasco. The 2-2. Fastball high, count runs full, 3-2.
And with the way this tournament has progressed, would you expect it any other way?
I would not, especially yesterday when we saw these teams exchange the lead 4 different times. It's a high pop-up, Bermuda Triangle forming again, and then a nice diving catch by Brower. Minato moves up to third base, runners on the corners with 1 out, but a great play by the first baseman, Landon Brower.
Yeah, viewers could not see it with the way we have the camera set up, but tracking it all the way, making a sliding over-the-shoulder basket catch. Minato alertly moving up to third, but a great play by the Dutchman first baseman.
So up now is the catcher, Jarrett Coyne, 0 for 3 so far. Breaking ball outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Alma still trails by 2 runs, 3-1 Hope lead. Snap throw over to first. Finzel back in time.
Now a ground ball might get them out of the inning.
That one fouled off towards the Hope bullpen benches. One from Van Dyken. Fastball high, 2-1. Now this is not the first time this game that Van Dyken and the Flying Dutchman have found themselves in this situation, but you have to wonder how many times until the levee breaks. This Coyne hits a shallow pop-up. Kim makes the catch, and everybody will have to hold. 2 outs now, and still runners on the corners. Big out for Hope.
And Dyken working the top of the zone more than he has all game. And just that sudden change of eye level from what he's been giving the Scots all day is having them cut underneath it and just put weak pop-ups either on the infield or at the edge of the outfield.
So it's now the center fielder, Pete Caravala. Ground ball right back to Van Dyken. Easy flip to first, and the Flying Dutchman again escape the jam. 2 singles to start the inning. They leave them stranded. And we'll head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Still a 3-1 Hope lead. And we'll be right back with game number 5, elimination game, in the MIAA tournament here on ACTV. Bottom of inning number 8. 3-1 Hope lead here in game number 5. 5, 6, 7 due up for the Flying Dutchman, starting with the catcher, Trace Slancic. That first pitch is a ball as Eric Franczak back out for another inning of work. Another fastball. This time it finds the outer black. 1 ball and 1 strike. Fly ball into left center field. Caravella and Minato converging, and it will be Minato to haul it in for out number 1. And
how about Van Dyne? In the top half of the inning, 2 straight singles, getting a pop out that moved the runner over to third, and then pop out, ground out.
And a hard hit ball down the line by Nick Lepore. He heads for second. The throw from Anstan did cut off, and it's a 1-out double for Nick Lepore. As Hope trying to add a couple insurance runs. They have a 2-run lead, but you really can never have a big enough lead, as we've seen in all of these games, especially in game number 2 yesterday between these two teams. A pinch runner now for Hope. It's number 30, Jared Blum. Up for the Flying Dutchman, that's the left fielder, Jonathan Soka. First pitch. Curveball inside. It's 1-0. And yeah, as you were saying about Van Dyken, we've seen him getting those jams all game long and has not wavered at all, made the pitches he needed makes. And he gives his team a 2-run lead as we head into what will be the 9th inning once Hope's at-bats are done here.
And after that top half of the inning, Van Dyken has stranded 11 Alma Scott's base runners.
Another curveball from Franczak. This one finds the strike zone. Soka in the hole, 1-2. Both teams with 10 hits so far. Payoff pitch. That one gets past Coyne all the way to the backstop. And Blum will coast into third base. Insurance run potentially 90 feet away. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Pitch from Franczak. Right back up the middle and through for a base hit. Blum is going to score in a big RBI single for Jonathan Soka. 4-1 Hope.
Well, Franczak, between today and yesterday, over 170 pitches. Just hangs one right there. That Soka all over. And Alma now sending a couple arms out to the bullpen, but Franczak doing a great job, just a couple tough pitches this inning. And again, like we said, has not gotten any run support from his team today.
Fastball misses inside. The count 2-0 to the first baseman, Landon Brower. 0 for 1 so far with a ground out back to Franczak in his last at-bat, but also has 2 walks to his name. Here's the pitch. At the knees, 2 balls, 1 strike. Soka moderate lead at first base. Foul ball on the right side. The 2-2. Soka off for second base. That one fouled off again, and he'll have to return. Pitch from Fronczak. Soka off again. Coins throw off the mark. Acker can't handle the throw. Stolen base for Soka and a full count for Brower. Third stolen base of the night for the Flying Dutchman. The 3-2. It's a ground ball over to the third baseman, Huff. He'll check the runner and throw on to first for out number 2. And Soka will stay put at second base. I'll bring up the second baseman, Brant Kim. 0 for 3 so far tonight. Has a fly out, a double play, and a fielder's choice. First pitch from Fronczak. A bender that misses. 1 ball and no strikes. Fastball, this one up and in, 2-0. That one fouled on the right side of the infield. Trucks looking, but won't have a chance. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. The 2-1 from Fronczak. Instead, he's going to back pick to second. Soka back in time, but almost caught in a dangerous situation.
I'm not sure if Fronczak expected Soka to be that far off the bag. A little bit of a late throw.
There's a line drive into left field. That's going to fall for a base hit. Soka hits the bag at third, headed home. The throw from Anstanding cut off. Another RBI single, this time by the 9-hitter Brant. And Hope extends their lead now 5-1.
Just another pitch. Not too bad, just not the right pitch to go with 2 strikes, a little too much of the plate. And Kim just serves it up into left field with 2 outs. Soka running all the way and scoring easily.
We head back to the top of the Hope lineup. It's the center fielder, Evan MIAA. He'll take a ball in the turf, 1-0. This one finds the bottom of the zone. It's even at 1. Hard ground ball. This one off the fence for a foul. Mayday in a hole now, 1-2. Payoff pitch from Fronczak. And he rings them up looking for strike 3. Fronczak makes it through the 8th, but not before the Scots give up 2 more runs. A 5-1 Hope lead. And it's the last call for Alma College in this Game 5 elimination. We'll see how they respond. We'll come back with 9th inning action here on ACTV. Time to pay the piper if you're Alma College. They trail by 4 here in the top of the 9th. 5-1 Flying Dutchman lead. And a first pitch line drive into right field, a base hit for the leadoff man, number 30, Max Trucks. And that's just the way you want to start if you're Alma. Van Dyken still in, looking for a complete game. One defensive change for Hope. It's now number 11, Michael Barnett at third base. So Carrasco's day is done. Chopper from Ann standing over to second base, and since they have some room to play with, Kim will take the easy one at first for out number 1. Trucks moves over to second.
Van Dyken hoping for 2 more quick outs. Entered this last inning with 115 pitches on the night.
Takes a little off that one, but can't find the strike zone, and it's 1-0 on the 3-hitter Van Acker. Foul ball into the netting, and you can mark me up on the flinch game.
And you were doing so good today.
It's the end of the day. I'm tired. It's not a good excuse, but I didn't flinch too much, just for the record. It was just a little shimmy. As Van Acker goes fishing, but can't connect. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Well, not that this really matters at this point in the game, as Hope tries to close it out. But Robbie, you now have 4 flinches on the year, which ties you with Nick Rizzo and Tyler Simmons.
And considering they're both home for the summer, that means I better be on my A game for the next couple of weeks. The 2-2 to Acker. There's a line drive, and that's going to find the gap for a base hit, maybe even more. Trucks is going to score easily. RBI single for Van Acker, and it is now a 5-2 game. Third baseman Logan Huff now up to bat. He's 1 for 3 today, 2 strikeouts, a walk. Also has a double. That was back in inning number 5.
Now Hope has 3 runs to work with and 1 out, but you definitely don't want to give Alma any momentum. As we have seen all year, this is a team that is not going to quit fighting at any point in the game. So if you give them an inch, they will definitely try to take the mile on you.
Fooled badly on that changeup. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Some action brewing in both bullpens right now. Pitch from Van Dyken, fouled into the parking lot. Count now even at 2-2. The pitch. That one down the line and fair into the corner. Acker heads for third base, and it's a double for the third baseman, Logan Huff. And the Scots have 2 men in scoring position, only 1 out. A mound visit now from Coach Stu Fritz, and it appears that Matt Van Dyken's day is over. Round of applause from both his bench and his fans. Well deserved, as he almost went the distance, and it was a gutsy performance. So it looks as though he'll stay in the field But we'll let the new pitcher come in, warm up, find out who this mystery man is, what he's about, and if he can get the job done for Hope. We'll be right back with more MIAA tournament action here in Game 5. As we take it back, Van Dyken now coming off the field. Round of applause for him, and we'll be back here on ACTV. Hope turns to their closer, C.J. Ottman, to finish the job. 5-2 Flying Dutchman lead over the Alma Scots. Runners on second and third, only one out. And it's Matt Minato up to bat. He sends a fly ball into center field. Mayday giving chase. That's going to fall in between him and Fairchild. One run scores. And Barnett cannot handle the throw. 5-3 game, and it's an RBI single by Matt Minato.
It looked like off the bat that was going to hang up enough for Mayday to come in. It was actually the second baseman, Kim, who was closer to that ball. And the batter, Minato, could not have placed that in a better spot.
Tensions now growing, only a 2-run lead for Hope. And it's the second baseman, Ben Finzel, up to bat. Singled his last time up. Also singled his first time up and scored a run. Lined out to the third baseman and struck out, but he's been swinging a hot bat today. Goes after the high cheddar but can't connect. 0-1.
In a situation like this, you cannot expand the strike zone, especially when it's the first pitch of an at-bat. Taking that curveball up and out of the zone. Should have laid off of that one.
Pitch from Ottman. Another big swing there by Finzel, and he's quickly down in the count. No balls and 2 strikes.
Well, Ottman got the 6-out save, like Robbie said, in the Calvin game. 2 innings, only 1 hit and 2 strikeouts.
Payoff pitch from Ottman. Just a little bit outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, that run at third base doesn't mean anything, but it's the guy at first, Matt Minato, who represents the tying run. One, 2. Up and out. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Double play still viable for the Flying Dutchman, and I'm sure that's what they want right now. Barnett playing even with the bag over at third base. The 2-2 down the line, just foul.
Ottman got away with hanging one right there. Finzel just a hair out in front of it.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Off at third, Minato at first. The pitch fouled back. Count stays 2-2. Here we go again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch from Ottman. Big strikeout there. Minato off for second, and they gun him out. Game over. Minato thrown out trying to take the bag. And Hope survives to see another day. Alma College is officially eliminated from the MIAA tournament. What a throw by the catcher Slancic. And Hope has just punched a ticket to the finals.
I don't know what to say right now. I did not think that this game would end on a strike him out, throw him out double play. But Slancic, the perfect throw right on the bag. And Hope will move on to face Adrian at noon tomorrow.
Alma gets the upper hand in their first meeting yesterday, but Hope takes them down when it matters. Congratulations to Hope College moving on in the tournament, but to Alma College, nothing to hang their heads about. They finished 6th in the league last year. They come back to clinch the number 2 seed, play 3 gutsy games, all of them decided by 2 runs or less. And this is a team that people are going to have to reckon with years to come, as Coach Sable is building an incredible program up at Alma, and they had quite a season. Congratulations to the Scots.
And a great gutsy performance by Franz that couldn't quite get it done today, but comes back after throwing 60 pitches yesterday, getting the victory. Throws 131 pitches and only given up 3 runs prior to the 2 insurance runs Hope added in the 8th inning. Just a tough way to end the day. Alma got the hits necessary, but left 13 men on base. And like we said when this game started, it was going to come down to which team could get the key hits when they had runners on base. And in this instance, it happened to be Hope.
So Hope moves on to the championship round. They will face the number 1 seed and defending champion Adrian College Bulldogs. That game number 6, will be at noon tomorrow here on ACTV. Now, if Adrian wins that game, it's all over. They are the champions. However, if Hope is able to beat them in game 1, we will move to a second game. That will be at 3 o'clock, and whoever wins that one will both be the MIAA Kings and get a bid to the NCAA Regionals.
And there's only one MIAA opponent that has beaten Adrian twice this year, and that is the Hope Flying Dutchman.
Sure to be a couple of great games. This wraps up day number 2 of the 2018 MIAA tournament, and I don't think we could have asked for anything better. A great 3 games on the slate. Once again, congratulations to Hope, and even bigger congratulations to Alma College, as they have been eliminated from the tournament, but a great showing by everyone involved. And this has been Robbie Alexander with my colleague Cody Alexander. We'll see you right here on ACTV for MIAA Championship Baseball tomorrow at noon. And until then, have a great night. We'll see you next time here on ACTV.